mostly through Facebook. So I was really ecstatic that that was happening. And then, of course, it happened for all of us, that suddenly we're in a different world. And for me, this whole thing of opening your voice, freeing your voice, suddenly we're wearing masks, we're muted, you're all muted right now, which is a really funny thing for me psychologically to take in, because I've always been about helping women find and free their voices and know what an issue it is for a lot of people who've been told not to sing. So I got really excited and then let down. And I thought, well, what am I going to do? What am I going to do in lockdown? First thing for the trees. And I wish I could show it to you. You can't really see it from where I am, but I have a beautiful silver birch out my window. I'm an American expat living in the UK in Malvern, and I live on the side of the hills. And there's this beautiful tree in my neighbor's garden that I've watched for 10 years. I just really love this tree. And it's been with me in many, many ways over the years. So I decided that I would write a love song to my tree. And I sang it both inside, looking out the window, and I did go outside to sing the tree. So I'm just going to sing you this song that I tried to put on Tree Sisters, and for some reason I didn't have the technical chops to do that. So I'll sing it for you now. Thank you to the tree out my window, silver birch. Thank you to the tree out my window, gray dove perch. Thank you to the tree out my window, leaves of lace. Thank you to the tree out my window, dancing grace. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. Thank you to the tree out my window, blue tits play. Thank you to the tree out my window, I watch you sway. Thank you to the tree out my window, healing balm. Thank you to the tree out my window, full of song. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. Thank you to the tree out my window, I stay at home. Thank you to the tree out my window, I'm not alone. And I'm tearing up on those last two lines because a year later, we're just inching out of our third lockdown. So that tree has just been such a great friend, such a great friend. So I'm really grateful. And I thought, well, that was one thing I wanted to share with you is you all have special trees. If you wouldn't be here, you wouldn't be a tree sister if trees weren't singing to you and speaking to you and asking you to be a voice for them. So you've been a voice already in joining Tree Sisters and possibly being part of groves or different things. But to be able to actually single out a tree and say, that's my special tree. That's a tree that means something to me. So I invite you just for a moment to close your eyes and take a full deep breath. And breathe in through your nose and out through your mouth. A few times. And imagine a tree that you would like to sing a love song to. It could literally be the tree out your window, but it may be a childhood tree. Or a tree that's just raising up its branches and saying, pick me, pick me. And maybe as I speak, there's many trees coming to you, many special trees. But see if your heart leads you to one tree that for tonight is the tree you want to honor. And notice what that tree looks like. Notice if that tree is telling you its name rather than like my tree, silver birch. Maybe it's giving you its hidden name or its tree name. So listen to see if there's a name it would like to be honored by. And it can be just the name of the tree, but it could be something else. And notice if there's any sounds that are related to this tree in some way, sounds that you hear from the tree. And imagine you can touch this tree and notice how it feels. Notice the bark or the leaves or the needles. And as you breathe in the fragrance of this tree. And notice everything you can about this tree. Its sights and sounds and fragrances and anything else that it would like to share with you. So thank the tree for being there with you. And then slowly open your eyes and just stretch a little bit. We haven't been under a long time, but give yourself a stretch and a yawn. And I actually am remiss that I forgot to ask you to have a piece of paper. So if you have a piece of paper, do you all have a piece of paper? Just notebook, a diary, something. I see a lot of heads nodding. I think you're all at home, so if you need to take a moment to find a paper and pen or pad, then you can do that. Okay, so you have your tree, possibly the tree name. And one of the things that you may have noticed on my song was that there was the rhythm was like what I saw the tree doing. The tree was swaying. And so the melody came from that. So what I'd like you to do is in the center of your paper, write the name of your tree, either the literal name or the name that the tree gave you, its name. And then begin to create some lines away from the center and write down some things of what the tree looks like. What are some actual things that you see or saw or see now? The branches, the leaves, the season, the colors. So those things that you see and hear literally, but also those things that you might associate with that tree. For example, magnolia, you might say blossom, but a little line off a blossom might be swans, doves, open hands. So the metaphors that might come in response to the literal, what does it look like to you? And then also write out from a line some of the sounds that you heard. You may have had birds, but there may have been one or two particular birds that you heard that you could name. And any other sounds that you heard. You might also have another line coming off with the fragrance or the fragrances that your tree gave you. And also the way the tree felt to you, the tactile sense. Was the bark smooth or rough? And also any fragrances. So take a few more moments just to look at the center and all the lines coming off and the sights and smells and sounds, associations. Knowing you can always come back to it later because we're just planting seeds here, tree seeds. So when you have, look at your list and see if you have at least 10 things there. And then your next step is to write a sentence or sentences, especially if you could maybe have 4 sentences. And at this point, they don't have to rhyme. They don't have to make sense, just 4 sentences. You can go back and refine later. And maybe there's repetition. Repetition is very important in songs. So in my song, Thank You to the Tree at My Window, I kept repeating that over and over again. So there may be one of these sentences that you want to repeat more than once, or that you find a natural rhyme to. And don't be afraid of being simple, because some of the best songs are very simple. Also, as you look at your sentences, because you're muted, try saying them out loud to yourself. And just notice the natural rise and fall of the words. And another thing that you might do as it makes its way into a song is exaggerating a word or extending or repeating it. I talked about the magnolia. 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 Many ways that we could pronounce magnolia. Or oak. 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 Peach, sycamore, ash. Just notice the music just in the words. Sometimes you don't even have to try very hard to put any music to it because the words themselves are musical. And all singing is it is just an elongation of speaking. You just take something that you're thinking and you start speaking or singing. So we'll give you another minute or so, knowing you can always come back to this. And the next step is with the hearing it, as you heard yourself speaking, what were the natural rise and falls in the sentence? Because every song has a shape to it. There's songs like, climb every mountain, ford every stream, da 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 da. And the song keeps getting higher and higher and higher and higher. There are some melodies that are gently rolling. There are some melodies like, joy to the world, the Lord has come, that are descending. So look for those places in your sentences that look like they want to go up. They want to naturally go up. Or when you say them, they naturally go down. If it's a question, tree, what could you tell me? The question would naturally go up. I heard the tree and it said, sing. So that might not be up or down, but a little bit, well, depending on how you hear it. It's all about trusting that inner hearing and that inner knowing that you are a singer and you are a songwriter, and you've probably been doing this since you were 1 year old, 2 years old, 3 years old. So it's remembering that part of you that naturally would just burst out singing because words couldn't contain it anymore. You had to just let the sound come forth as it will, even if it sounds silly, just let it be. So I'm not afraid of being silly, and I've had too many years with my inner judge on my shoulder going, oh, that's stupid, or that's too simple, or nobody will like that, or who do you think you are, or you know, just be quiet, or let somebody else do it. You know, that person's more talented. You know, we all have these voices, and I still have them too. It's not like they get permanently banished. They do come out when you're going to take a bigger step towards something. But my suggestion now is to maybe let those inner judges go out on a nice walk through the woods, and they'll get some forest bathing and maybe they'll come back a little bit more relaxed, and then the judge can help you. It can help you edit. It can help you refine. So with all of that in mind, you all look like you've been working away, and some of you still look like you're working away, which is great. But I want to see if there's somebody who would like to share on whatever level you're at with this. Does anybody want to share where you are with your tree, with what you're noticing? And if you do, Paige has unmuted herself.
Yeah,
Yay, Paige.
I have willow, willow, spirit tree, branches flowing down in waterfall fountains of green.
Wonderful, Paige. Would you mind doing that just once more? Maybe even twice more. Could you do it twice more? You're so brave to do this.
Willow, willow, spirit tree, branches flowing down in waterfall fountains of green. Willow, willow, spirit tree, branches flowing down in waterfall fountains of green.
Wonderful, thank you. So willow, willow, spirit tree. We honor Paige and we honor the willow and the spirit tree, and for being the first one to give voice to your love song. So that's a wonderful chant as it is. Maybe you'll extend it, maybe you won't, but that's a beautiful song that you can sing right now to your willow tree. Do you have a willow tree?
Not directly nearby, though I know where some are.
Great, wonderful. So the willow's in for a treat. Thank you. Anybody else like to share where they are? Diane?
I'm loving this, thank you.
Welcome.
I just have 3 lines at the moment. I've got other lines written down, but I've got a tune for 3 lines, and it's about a silver birch that is in a community creative park in my village, and we all could sponsor a tree or many trees. So I have a special one that I sponsored. So the 3 lines are: bending together, growing together, guardians of the park. That's all the tune I've got at the moment.
Beautiful, beautiful. Could you do it twice more?
Bending together, growing together, guardians of the park. Bending together, growing together, guardians of the park.
Beautiful, wonderful. So I hope you sing that to your silver birch. Great. And that's the kind of chant. I mean, I sometimes will hear something and it'll be just 3 lines or something. But if you walk, then maybe there will be other verses that will come in response to your walking or being at the tree and noticing what happens when you're at the tree. Yeah, beautiful, beautiful. Yay, this is great. So any of you who are in groves, you can share these with your groves and teach your tree chant to your groves. And so then that's however many people in your grove, 10 chants or 6 chants, however. Anybody else like to do this? Yes, Diana.
Hello? Hello?
Hi. You need to unmute yourself. Or wait a minute. BM has unmuted.
I didn't
So
want to
shall we-
interrupt. Somebody else came into. Okay, so I can go. I'm not. Sorry,
Oh,
BM. Did you want to go first? We called in at the same time, so you go ahead, BM.
Hello, yes. Hello?
yes, hi BM. Yes, you go first, please, and then we'll go to Diana.
Okay. Tree, my old beech tree, my old tree, for all you're teaching me.
Wonderful. Your sound got a little distorted, but I did hear the words. Could you try it one more time or 2 more times?
My old beech tree, my old beech tree, my old beech tree, thanks for teaching me. My old beech tree, my old beech tree, my old beech tree, thanks for all teaching me.
You were still a bit distorted, but what I heard, and you can tell me if I'm accurate, it was something like, my own beech tree, my own beech tree, thank you for what you're teaching me.
Yeah, yes.
Did I get
Can I
Great.
make a suggestion? First of all, BM, what is your first name so I can address you properly?
Belinda?
Belinda? Is there a way to maybe just sit back a little bit?
Belinda?
Linda, okay. If you could just sit back from the microphone a little bit and see if that makes a difference. Sometimes if we're not too close to it, can you just
What?
say your name again?
Belinda?
Okay, it's still happening a little bit. I thought it might help.
No.
Well, thank you. I think that we heard your spirit in there with your honoring of the beech tree. Thank you, Belinda. And Diana,
Hi.
hi.
I'm just going to let the melody flow. I'm not really sure where I'm going to go with this. I'm going to improvise. I am held in your beauty, sitting in your silence. You sing to me. Hold my tears in your sweet wisdom. Great giver of life, Maple Lakshmi, transformer of life, your colors sharing to my heart. I am grateful to you, Maple Lakshmi.
Oh, wow. Wow. Beautiful. Beautiful. And it's really wonderful. You just trusted the process to let a melody emerge.
Well, if I
And
can
maybe,
give a little bit of story in that, Susan, that I live beside a cemetery, and the rest I'm surrounded by nature. But every day I look at this incredible maple, and the trees are the great transformers and the great givers, and I just think about all of the giving that comes from it. So I just wanted to share that. Yeah.
thank
Oh.
you. Beautiful. Beautiful. And maybe each time you sing it will be another just from the feeling and from the heart, or maybe as you sing it, you'll start to see something where you go, I do want to, make that the melody for that part. So I mean, a lot of songs for me are of the moment, and I don't remember them, especially when I'm out in nature. I'm just responding to what's there. And it's your love song for that moment. So thank you, Diana. Well, let's do 2 more people, at least.
Yes.
And I see
Treechild.
Treechild, would you like to go?
Yeah, and that inspired me because I didn't really have a tune yet. So let's see what I do with my words.
Okay.
I found you staring at me, the wound on your side, shaped like a heart soul. I hug you and receive from you. Your tall green branches moving with storm wind, hemlock roots so deep, holding you, soft, gentle, calm, and strong. I feel deeply into your roots, support for my strength. Your heart soul sets me free. Small brown hemlock cones falling to the ground. The smallest seeds give birth to the largest tree.
Wow. Yeah, there were so many parts of that, you know, it's a song complete as it is, but there were also parts of that, like that ending, that could be a chant, just taking that bit and repeating that over and over again.
Yeah, I
So
was thinking
just
about needing a chorus. Yeah.
yeah, that's right. That's right. Those places like that. There was one other one about going into the roots that I thought, yeah, you could have that as a chorus or the end as a chorus. Wow, these
Well,
are
thanks.
great. These are wonderful, really wonderful songs. So maybe one more person. I don't know how many people are on the call. I'm just seeing, you know. Okay, Liza Jane. Lisa Jane. Yes.
I was checking to see how many people were on the call. There's 35 people on the call. I wasn't really raising my hand, but I will tell a little story.
Okay.
I'm not ready to sing to you, but
Okay.
I do really love the process. I'm sitting outside on the land that I've been on for almost 30 years, and the
Wow.
tree is a magnolia.
Mhm.
And she was about the size, as tall as, like, if I reached my hand out, she was about that tall, about 4
Wow.
feet tall when I moved here. And she's towering up over my little home. And I'm sitting in front of my peaceful cottage looking at the top of her. And so I'll just read to you what I have so far.
Okay, great.
So in the center is Maggie. That's her name. She's a magnolia, Maggie, and she's my sister. We have grown up. We have grown together. Thank you for sheltering me. Oh, sweet blossom Maggie. I arrived in your shade and I listened. I am held.
Mm.
And then I have lots of other words around magnolia bird tree, Gaia's throne below,
Wow.
bird family, chickadee community, sweet nectar blossoms, hands, bowls, serving up peace, leaves, shimmering offerings, rooting altar, branching shelter, so wide shade, tall spirit sister.
Oh, wow. Wonderful. I can feel it.
Me
I can
too.
feel Maggie. Yeah. Oh. Yeah.
Thank you for calling upon me. I was reluctant to share. So It's good to be
Good.
called.
Well, I saw a hand.
Yeah, it's my
I saw-
iPad thing. So there's 35 of us.
Yeah, 35. Okay, well, we're not going to be able to do this with all 35 of you, but we'll do one more. Is there somebody else? There's a lot of people I can that I can't actually see on here. I don't know. Kathleen, do you see somebody? Can you see all 35, Kathleen?
Yeah, I can see everyone. I don't see anybody's hands up. Oh, we have time for one more if anybody would like to share their beautiful love song with us.
Maybe I can call upon Susanna, because Susanna has done two things. One, I saw her writing something, and I know that yesterday we talked and she said she would do like a 4-bar chant. So would you like to share either of those, Susanna?
Yeah, okay. It's been lovely hearing all the lovely words and lovely songs just now. Thank you, everybody, for that. And it's inspired me as well. I started out with something and then it morphed into something else, hearing you lot. So thank you for that. So it's changed a bit. But I started off with just something very simple. And this is about my beautiful oak tree that I love so much. And I know she loves me. I call her Annie, and that's partly from the musical that Susan and I have written together. There's a character in there called Annie Oakley. And this is Annie, the oak tree. And she's within walking distance of where I live. And I go to her so often. I mean, she's like my biggest friend, really. She's just so wonderful, her wisdom and her love. And I just feel her presence even when I'm not with her. She's a marvelous tree. So here we go. This is what I did have. Thank you for your wisdom. Thank you for your wisdom. Thank you for your wisdom, beloved oak. Thank you for your shelter. Thank you for your shelter. Thank you for your shelter, beloved oak. Beloved oak, beloved oak, beloved oak, beloved oak. Thank you for holding me. Thank you for hugging me. Thank you for healing me, beloved oak. Thank you for breathing me.
Thank you for breathing me.
I feel that she does. I go to her and sing. I feel as I'm singing with her. She's singing with me. I listen. And if there's any question or worry or something on my mind, I can always go to Annie and she will always give me wise counsel. Always, always, always. And sometimes I can ask a question and she'll tell me an answer, very often by directing my gaze somewhere into her, into her branches, or birds will come and settle in a branch and just somehow words will come through. And I think, okay, right. Thank you, thank you.
Thank you.
So she's, yeah, very special to me.
This seems like a good time to introduce Susanna and sing our song. But before I do, I did see that somebody asked, I think it was Diana, asked for my email, which is susong, SUSONG, @yahoo.com. So if anybody wants to share their song with me or ask a question that you didn't get to ask, then please email me and I'd be happy to get back to you.
Susan,
But
is-
give me a little time.
can you
Could you
repeat
put that
that?
in
I'm
the
going
chat?
to put it into the chat.
Thank you.
Is it SUSONG@yahoo.com, correct?
Yes, yes.
Okay, I put it in the chat for everyone.
Okay, thank you. Thank you for that. So, so Susanna, oh, I see. There she is. Susanna and I met 18 years ago. Was it 18 years ago? I think it was 18 years ago. And I came to England to speak at a conference, a sound healing conference. And Susanna plopped herself down at lunch and just said, well, I'm here at this conference because of you. And we just immediately just had this huge connection. So when the conference was over, which was over 3 or 4 days, and of course I got to see her every day, we had lunch together and I told her this book that I was writing at the time, Emma Oliver and the Song of Creation. And so I told her the story and told her the ending and she cried. And then she invited me to her home, so to her mom's home, which was out in a beautiful cottage in Stroud, near Stroud. And so she played a piano piece. And I said, oh my God, when Emma Oliver is a movie, that's going to be the song sung during the credits. Because at that point, Emma Oliver was going to be a movie. And of course, Steven Spielberg was going to be the, director, producer of it, which could happen. It could still happen. We'll see. We don't know quite what the full manifestation of this will be. But I asked her, I said, I heard words to that. Could I write the words? Well, I went back to the States and sent her the words. And then she sent me what she calls the dots, which is the music manuscript. I guess that's a UK thing because I'd never heard of the dots before, but I know all about the dots now. Susanna has sent me dots for 27 songs and pieces of music that we have co-written together. Susanna is a wonderful composer and a piano teacher. She's a sound healer. She does Tai Chi and Qigong. She inspires me. She makes me laugh. And I haven't been able to see her for a year. She lives in Birmingham, which is just an hour north. So I was used to going to see Susanna, 3 or 4 times a year, spending a couple of nights, especially when we were really working on Emma. And we haven't been able to do that. So we've been Zooming or Skyping. And it's actually quite amazing what we've been able to do, because we've been able to really complete the creative phase of this, refining things as we go along. And we're putting it out there. Who does Emma Oliver want to, where does she want to go? How does this child who's asked to sing the Song of Creation to the dying great mother tree and she has no voice, where does she need to go? We think it's children. It is for children and their parents and their mothers and their teachers. So maybe somebody on this call, hey, I happen to know Steven Spielberg. I'm actually a West End producer, or I'm a school dramatist, or whatever, we don't know. So we're announcing on this new moon in Aries that we're at the phase now where we can begin to put more of this out into the world. So Susanna, if you can unmute yourself, we will sing you one of our songs. And this song is called Trees, Please. And Emma Oliver is set in Peachtree City, Georgia, where I actually lived for 3 months. And the reason I chose Peachtree City was not only because, hey, it's Peachtree City, but because everybody drives around in golf carts. And tree davas don't walk too well, so we don't have the golf carts in the musical. It's a little too hard to stage. But this is a song put the tree davas have come to take matters in their own hands because the great mother tree is dying. And also because Smiley, the big boss in Peachtree City, is cutting down trees, and Emma's father works for him. So we've got Floribunda, who's going to be saying something, Queenie, who is a Boabab tree deva, Smiley, who's the boss, and then and the tree devas. So Susanna's going to play the piano and sing part of it. And then I'm going to take Smiley, Floribunda, and Queenie's part, which is more of a rap. It will have drum accompaniment, but I don't think I can do that. So I'm just going to do the best I can to put it in rhythm. Okay, Susanna Oakley.
Hold your protest signs up high. Tree divas, tree divas. This is our cry. Put the peach back into Peachtree City. Trees, please, trees, please. They're not here anymore. It's a shame and a pity. Trees, please, trees, please. You need us and we need you. Trees, please, trees, please. If you don't do something, I'm afraid we're through. Trees, please, trees, please.
But my kids gotta eat. You can't eat bark. You can't eat scenery. You gotta be smart. We need these jobs. We need money too. The trees are in our way, so to you. We sympathize, we really do. We've sacrificed to make homes for you. We give you our fruit and we give you our seeds. But there's a difference between need and greed. Tell them, Queenie. The trouble with construction is there's too much destruction. The trouble with progress, it's all for you and not for us. We're all in this together. You gotta see the bigger picture. The weather, it is raging. The climate, it is changing. Don't you see? Don't you care? This is happening everywhere. If you cut us, you bleed too. It's not just trees, it's butterflies too. Birds and bees, they depend on you. So wake up, wake up. No more sleeping. What on earth are you people thinking?
What about the cherries? What about the limes? Trees, please, trees, please. What about the rainforest? We're running out of time. Trees, please, trees, please. You need us, and we need you. Trees, please, trees, please. You want to breathe, don't you?
Thank you.
Oh, that was so beautiful. Thank you. I feel like we were all transported there by your songs and your words. I can only imagine what the whole production will be like. I think Steven Spielberg should get over here real fast.
I think so too. And we can't wait till you know, we're able to realize this, to see it realized. We're both in our 70s. We've never done anything quite like this before. So it's, hurry up, Emma, we're running out of time. And we're probably running out of time here. So any last thoughts or last questions or anything that wants to be shared by anybody before we say goodnight?
Before anyone says anything, I'm going to be putting right now into the chat is the website for the musical, and you can, you know, really get involved that way too. And then there's also a link to a feedback form that we would really appreciate if you can all copy and go into that link later on and fill it out and help us, give us some feedback on what this has meant to you. And again, thank you from Tree Sisters, but we want to open it up for more questions. I just wanted to make sure that was there for all of you.
Thank you, Kathleen. And I had a question, Diana. I'm located in Malvern, England, which is in the West Midlands, just an hour south of Birmingham. But from New Mexico, Arizona, California, Peachtree City, Atlanta, Asheville, North Carolina. So many places.
And if
Well,
I
I'm
may, sorry, if I may read the chat, we also have a few things being said there. So after that, Bethany Carter said that she would love to see her niece's school do this musical in Arkansas, which is part of what you would love to see happen, to travel around in that way, right, Susan? And
we'd love to have Emma travel around. We're not sure we will be traveling around.
right. And we also, Bethany says that she also has the book of Emma's story. So there is the book.
Great.
And then Tara has placed the 2 links for the Finding Your Voice calls that were recorded that you all get to have also on top of this call. So just make sure you copy those as well. And Yi says, thank you so much, Susan and Suzanne. So beautiful. Yeah, everybody's writing into the chat here. Susan, what a lovely hour. Thank you to everyone. I'm going outside to bathe in the new foliage of my apple tree and be inspired.
Mhm.
Nada says it's truly inspiring. I will continue to spontaneously and intuitively sing to my Bodhi, the radiant one tree, which I have received a seed and is now growing and blessing me and my husband as a small tree in our home. I received a seed when I was in Bodh Gaya, India. I may be saying that wrong.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
And people are saying they can't see the links.
They've
you
come up
scroll-
really quickly. So I don't know if there's a place afterwards that they can go to. Kathleen
Yeah.
and Sarah.
I mean, if you're all in the nest, you know, you can go back and we'll make sure that these links are put into the event piece that's in, you know, where you originally saw the event in the event section, and we'll put them in there. But if you want to, there's 3 dots inside of a little box on the right, if everybody can see that in the chat area. And if you click on that, it'll say save chat. And you'll be able to just save the whole chat onto your computer, and then you can look back and pull out those links, or scroll up to find the links on here. Anything in blue, except for the people's names, of course, those are links.
And Tara's saying you can also write to support, and I will be happy to send things, support@treesisters.org.
Wonderful.
And I'm just seeing Katrina with her lovely daughter there swaying back and forth. So wonderful to have you. Hi. Oh, well, so grateful that you all came and to share this with you, and can't wait to hear the album called Tree Sisters Love Song to Our Trees. So prayers to all of your trees and all of you and all of your groves. And to your voice and voices.
Everyone wants to take themselves off mute and share your voices, and we're just so grateful, Susan and Susanna. Thank you so much.
Thank
Thank
you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Same here.
Thank
Bye.
you.
Beautiful.
Next time.
Bye.
Bye.
Thank you.
Bye.